Today on Vox, we'll have information on some shootings and more. Ben Dudash will have your local weather, and Jay Standridge will have your sports.
It's Thursday, September 10th, 2020, and you're watching Vox News Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back. I'm Kendra Taylor.
And I'm Gunnar Taylor.
Yesterday, the U.S. Forest Service decided to close all national forests in California in order to prevent more wildfires from starting. The Forest Service has closed individual forests before, but have never put in a statewide closure before. Over 2 million acres of forests in California have already burned this year alone. The Forest Service says to take the closures and bans seriously to prevent further damage.
Authorities are telling residents of East Tennessee to keep an eye out for a tiger that's been loose since Wednesday around Industrial Park. We are currently unsure where it came from or if it belongs to someone in the area, but Knox County Sheriff's Office is on it. There have been no other sightings since Wednesday.
AstraZeneca said Tuesday that the University of Oxford's COVID-19 vaccine clinical trial has been put to a hold. The Oxford trial was the third phase trial to begin in the U.S. Pfizer, and Moderna began their phase 3 trials in late July and have already enrolled about 30,000 volunteers. The Oxford vaccine uses a type of virus, and this virus is called the adenovirus, which teaches the immune system how to make antibodies to attack the COVID-19 virus, so-called spike protein. That is what allows the virus to infect human cells.
Over a dozen firefighters were hurt trying to protect a fire station from flames. 14 firefighters stationed in emergency shelters while flames demolished the Nacentino station in Los Padres National Forest. They suffer from burns and smoke inhalation, and 3 of them were flown to the hospital in Fresno, with one of them being in critical condition. Later on, rescue choppers pulled 164 people from the Cereal National Forest and were working on ways to rescue 17 others.
The Mexican authorities said on Tuesday the remains of 2 missing Americans were found in Baja California. The Baja California State Prosecutor's Office opened an investigation on 2 missing people, 75-year-old Ian Hetcherson and 65-year-old Kathy Harvey, on September 2, 2020. According to a statement from the Attorney's General Office, the Baja California State, 2 bodies were located from a water well on Friday and Saturday.
A neighbor saves man after alerting him about a house fire. The neighbor was banging on the man's house when he figured out his home was on fire. Flames and smoke were flowing out of the back of the home. The house was unlivable after the fire was put out.
A taxi driver from Chattanooga was charged with assaulting a woman in her home in her Walker County home. Police say he may have committed similar crimes before. They found the victim wrapped in a blanket and bleeding from her mouth. Police say he physically and sexually assaulted her. Here's Ben Dudash with your weather.
I will have your weather and more right after this break.
One thing to love about the Tennessee Valley is Bradley Central Show Choir, Vocal Motion. The other thing to love is the local Geico office on Lee Highway.
You could save a lot. Oh, you can save a lot. Oh, you can save a lot. But how do you know? Unless you call 894-2600.
Got a car? Got a boat? Got a home?
Get a quote.
CRCC to me is a calling that God placed on my life to really step out in faith on something that I didn't think I could do, and it's been amazing to see how God's worked through it.
CRCC stands for Crossroads Community Church, but we're a church that our vision is to be a life-giving church in our community. We do that through helping people know God, find freedom, discover their purpose, and then go make a difference. And so that's what we're doing every week, is helping people discover their jam and go make a difference.
Welcome back. I'm Ben Dudash, so let's take a look at your weather at glance. Today's high is going to be 98 with a low of 68, and it's going to be mostly sunny with gusts reaching 5 miles per hour going northeast. Friday with a high of 90 and a low of 71. Again, mostly sunny. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms with a high of 86 and a low of 71. Today, humidity percent is going to be 71%. Now let's take a look at your 7-day weather forecast. Sunday is going to be scattered thunderstorms with a high of 81 and a low of 70. Monday, some more scattered thunderstorms with a high of 81 and a low of 66. Tuesday, again, scattered thunderstorms with a high of 80 and a low of 65. Wednesday, partly cloudy with a high of 81 and a low of 65. Now let's take a look at our local radar. As you can see, there's nothing in the, so there's no rain, no clouds, nothing. So go outside, just run around, do what you need, get exercise. Now let's take a look at our national radar. There is some rain and thunderstorms off throughout the whole center part of our national area. So like in Oklahoma, Texas, anywhere near there, and along the Washington coast and New York as well. But other than that, everything is in the clear. That's all for weather. I'll send it over to Jace with your sports.
The Braves put up a football score last night, but first, let's talk about the NBA playoffs. We got the Raptors beating the Celtics in double overtime. I think Game of the Year candidate for sure. They beat them 125 to 122. And the Clippers beat the Nuggets 96 to 85, going up in the series 3-1. Now to MLB. The Atlanta Braves scored 29 runs. You heard that right, 29 runs to break the NL modern day record. The only time the Braves franchise has scored more than 29 runs, was in 1883 as the Boston Bean Eaters. Adam Duvall also become the first player in history to hit a 2-run, 3-run, and a grand slam in that order in a game. Atlanta scored 11 runs in the second inning to start off their tear. Duvall led the team with 9 RBIs. Freeman follows in the category with 6. Also, congratulations to Freddie Freeman as he hit his 1,500th career hit. I am super curious if the Atlanta Falcons can score more than the Braves did last night. The Brewers also beat the Tigers 19-0, which is insane in its own. The Yankees beat the Blue Jays 7-2, and the Dodgers beat the Diamondbacks in extras 6-4. Now for tonight, the Kansas City Chiefs host the Houston Texans as the 2 highest paid quarterbacks in history will battle it out. That's all from sports today. We'll have more news after this break.
Denso has been around for a really, really long time, locally in our area, over 30 years, and it's a very stable company to work for.
Before I started working here, I didn't know what Denso was, but since I've been working here, knowing how much Denso sort of has its footprint all over the world, it's actually a global company that a lot of people in America haven't heard of, but it interacts with everything you do. If you drive a car, you probably have a Denso part in it.
So some of my daily tasks consist of fixing the machines, communicating with my other associates, and making sure all these production lines are working properly.
We do logistics. We repack finished good products.
My day-to-day here is basically working on the machines and producing product for Denso.
Alexa, Ask Whirlpool. Hey Google, ask Whirlpool. Ask Whirlpool. Ask Whirlpool.
Care can be a handful. That's why our Whirlpool Smart Range helps you care smarter with voice control.
Hey Google, ask Whirlpool to turn off the oven.
Set oven timer for 5 hours. Keep warm. Alexa, ask Whirlpool to preheat the oven to 350.
So life doesn't revolve around your range. Everyday care. Whirlpool.
Welcome back, Bradley Central. The police shooting in Kennesaw, Wisconsin that took the life of Jacob Blake resonated with Roy Devine. Devine grew up just 30 miles outside the Milwaukee suburb. This reminded Devine of the nationwide protests that were influenced by the police killing of George Floyd in the summer of 2020. Devine stated, "It just felt like they all feel sad and unfortunate and makes you angry. Shake your head and just can't figure out why or how it is that this keeps happening, and how it is that it seems seemingly okay that this keeps happening, that nothing happens to these people that do these things."
Monday night, a woman was hit by an unidentified driver while trying to retrieve her phone from the middle of the road. Her injuries were fatal, and the driver was still missing after the hit and run. The accident happened on Airways Boulevard after the woman made a U-turn when her phone flew out of her hand while driving. A dark-colored vehicle struck her while in the road, and police still have no leads or make a model of the car.
More schools within Hamilton County are being shut down and cleaned due to the spread of the coronavirus. East Hamilton Middle, East Hamilton High, Saudi Daisy High, and Ooltewah High will all be closed until further notice. They will continue teaching through online options and will have to wait until the schools are disinfected by the cleaning team before students return to campus. And even then, school board officials are not sure when that will be.
Daybreak Suits has an uneventful Sunday afternoon after police responded to reports of a shooting that took place in the Suites parking lot. The shooter, Wallace Beard, was found lying on the ground and was arrested and charged with attempted first-degree murder. The victim was found and transported to a local hospital and is reported to be in stable condition. Beard was also charged with violent felon in possession of firearm.
A plane crashed in Warren County. 3 people on board and 2 people have died. The plane went into a field near Warren County Memorial Airport on Airport Lake Road at 11:40 a.m. Tuesday morning. The Associated Press confirms 2 of the 3 have died from the crash.
A man was killed in a possible road rage shooting. The black Grand Cherokee where the shots came from has been damaged to the front of the driver's side and has a temporary tag. Anyone with information, please call the police at 615-742-7463.
We are online on YouTube at BCHS VOX News.
You can check us out on Facebook and, of course, at voxnews.net.
Remind your friends and family to tune in.
You just can't get enough of Vox.
That's all we have for you today, Bradley Central.
And as always,
God bless and go Bears!